sisters, Gwen and Karina. The family lives in a brick townhouse with planters in every window that grows bright red. Greenest in the summertime. They have a kitchen named Suki and 2 fat, lazy goldfish. Celine loves to play soccer and invite games of make-believe with her little sisters. Sometimes they are explorers digging in the closets for dinosaur bones. There are times they are master chefs at a fancy restaurant or astronauts on a new planet.
What's this book called again?
Winter Holidays.
Winter Holidays. Let me get a shot at that cover again, that front cover. Ooh, Winter Holidays. All right. Thank you. Carry on, young man.
One December school was out for winter break, even though it was too cold to play soccer. Celine didn't have any trouble staying busy. She drew pictures and read books and played with her sisters and her friends. Celine has a special friend named Annika. Annika is Celine's pen pal from Stockholm, Sweden. Sometimes Celine wants Annika exchange letters by mail along with pictures or short stories. They write for each other. Times they send emails which are much faster. It takes about a week for a letter to reach Sweden in the mail from Illinois, but only a minute to send an email message.
Mm-hmm.
Like Celine, Annika has 2 younger siblings, and she loves to draw. She is also 8 years old. She lives with her parents, her brother Oscar, and her babysitter Ernest. Annika's family lives in an old farmhouse with a pond. Behind it, they keep goats and chickens. Annika likes to skate on the pond in winter. Annika looks forward to getting mail from Celine, who is far away in a country. She has never visited. Celine's letters and drawings always make Annika laugh. Celine's stories give her good ideas for make-believe games to play with her younger brother.
So, Annika, does she live in Illinois or does Annika live in Sweden?
Sweden.
What's the girl's name that lives in Illinois?
Annika.
Celine?
No, it's Annika.
It's Annika.
Annika looks forward to getting mail from Celine, who is far away in a country she has never visited. So, one of them lives in Illinois, the other one lives in Sweden. Yep, that's 2 different countries. And so, they like to send the email because the email comes quicker. If they do it a letter, then they have to wait a whole week, huh?
Yep.
All right. You ready for the next page?
After lunch one day, Celine sent an email to Annika. She wrote about how Suki had tried to catch one of the goldfish and splash water on the floor. She also wrote a snowball fight.
She wrote about the snowball fight.
She wrote about the snowball fight. She and her sisters
had that morning.
She and her sisters had that morning. At the end of her email.
You need to get a Kleenex to blow your nose?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and go get it. And I'll keep reading until you get back. Bless you.
No, you can wear this like apple or something. Ooh.
At the end of her email, she added, Vanessa and Parisia, P.S. It's almost time for Kwanzaa. The next day, Celine eagerly read Annika's reply. Annika wrote about the book she had just finished reading and told a funny story about her baby sister. At the end of the email, she wrote, P.S. What is Kwanzaa? Celine found her father in the living room with Gwen and Karina. Daddy, my friend Annika doesn't know what Kwanzaa is, she said. I want to tell her about it, but I'm not sure what to say. I know what to do on Kwanzaa, but I don't even know how it started. Kwanzaa started in the 1960s, when African Americans were fighting for their civil rights, which are freedoms that all people should have. Celine's father began. An African American man named Lana Karinga wanted to teach people about their history. Kwanzaa is a time to celebrate our African culture. It is a time for a special ceremony and for being with your family. What does the word Kwanzaa mean? Asked Gwen. Celine's little sister, Selena, knew the answer. Kwanzaa is a word from the Swahili language, she told Gwen. It means the first fruits. Their father smiled. I think you know more about Kwanzaa than you think.
Inside the boxes.
Celine wrote a letter to Annika. She explained that Kwanzaa starts on December 26th, and it lasts for 7 days. Celine told Annika her family would gather to honor their ancestors and their culture. They would decorate a Kwanzaa bush with homemade ornaments. They would set a table with an ear of corn for each child in the family. And they would also set out a carved cup of kikombe, for the grown-ups. Every night, Celine wrote, we will light the kinara, which is a 7-hole candle holder. The candles are black, red, and green, and each one represents a different value, such as responsibility, faith, and creativity. On the last night of Kwanzaa, we will exchange homemade gifts and have a big feast. I can't wait. Celine finished her letter. Then she drew pictures for Annika of all the Kwanzaa symbols she had talked about. All right, y'all better?
Yep.
Okay. I'll let you pick up here. This is the letter that she wrote to Celine. A week later, Celine got a reply from Annika, and it read, Thank you for telling me about Kwanzaa.
Thank you for telling me about Kwanzaa. I wish I could see your family celebrating this holiday. The last night sounds like fun. Now I want to tell you about the holiday we are going to be celebrating soon, called Lusagan. It means Saint Lucia Day. The festival of Saint Lucia is celebrated on December 13th, which is one of the longest, coldest, and darkest nights of the winter in Sweden. The story of Saint Lucia is that During the Middle Ages is a horrible famine.
Horrible famine happened in Sweden.
Happened in Sweden. People didn't have food to eat. Saint Lucia appeared dressed in white, wearing a crown of lights on her head. She brought food to hungry villagers. My family honors Saint Lucia by lighting candles, eating special foods, and singing carols. Early in the morning, the oldest daughter of the family, that's me,
Hey,
goes
Vanessa,
her parents,
don't forget that that's the feather for her project. So there's no way that she could ruin your stuff.
goes to her parents' bedroom,
You're there to
wearing
help her
a
and to
crown
guide her.
and white dress with a red belt, and crown is made from sprigs of lingonberry. This plant symbolizes new life during the cold winter. My mom used to wear a crown with real candles when she was little. The candles in my crown were with
They work with batteries.
When I go to my parents' room, I take them a special breakfast of Lucia cats, which are buns with raisins in them.
Younger daughters follow Lucia
As her angel helpers. Younger brothers follow, dressed as star boys. They wear white robes and pointed hats and carry a star-topped wand. This will be the first St. Lucia Day for my little sister. Astrid, she is too young to walk behind me, so she is going to wear a white dress, and Oscar is going to carry her after the morning celebration. I'll go to my school classmates, and I will choose one girl to play. Lucia, the girl, will wear her crown and hand out the Luscats and gingerbread to everyone. She will also lead the class in
Hey, Vanessa.
a special
Go check on Mom. Put those markers
in a
all down
special
and go
song
give Mom
called
hugs and check
Santa.
on Mom. Make sure Mom's doing all right.
Called Santa Lucia. Last year, my friend Dagmar got to play Lucia. I hope this year it will be me. At the end of the day, we will all go outside to catch a candlelight parade down the streets of Stockholm.
Let's see here. I'll close it out for you here. Celine thought that the festival of St. Lucia sounded like fun. She thanked Annika for teaching her about the holiday. I wish I could see you and your family celebrating Lucia Dagen, she wrote. The night before St. Lucia Day, Celine's mother helped her and her sisters make gingerbread. It's too bad we don't have the recipe for Lucicats, said Celine. Gingerbread cookies will have to do. Celine, Gwen, and Corinna all found white dresses that they could wear and some thick red ribbon to tie around Celine's waist. They made a crown from the cardboard and a spring of pine needles. Their father found some battery-operated lights to attach to it, and the next morning, Celine woke up early, and she got her younger sisters out of bed and brought them down to the kitchen to prepare a tray of gingerbread and coffee. The girls put on their dresses, and Gwen and Karina helped fasten the crown in Celine's hair. The girls walked up the stairs into their parents' room, waking them with cries of Happy St. Lucia Day. Their parents laughed and rubbed their eyes. They sat up and they took their breakfast trays. I like this tradition, Celine's mother said, taking a bite of the gingerbread. A week later, it was time for Kwanzaa, and Celine and her sisters decorated the house and the Kwanzaa bush with flowers made of red, green, and black paper. Each night after dinner, the family gathered in the living room to light a candle in the Kanara. On the last night of Kwanzaa, Celine gave her mother a jewelry box she had made and decorated with brightly colored beads. She gave her father 5 bookmarks that she had painted, and she gave Gwen a little book she had written, and Karina a paper doll she had made. After dinner, the party began. At the end of the evening, Celine's grandfather gave the final speech, and then they all went to bed. That same day in Sweden, Annika was wrapping some gifts she had made for her family. She made a walking stick for her father and his initials carved into the wood, and she made her mother a painting of her favorite hen, and she made Oscar a drum, and for Astrid a mobile with bright blue ribbon and bells that jingled. Happy Kwanzaa, she exclaimed, giving each of her family members a package. What is this? Asked her father, laughing. As her family opened their gifts, Annika explained about Kwanzaa. I think this is a great tradition, said her mother, hugging her tightly. A few weeks later, Celine got a letter in the mail from Annika, and Annika wrote that she had been chosen to play Lucia at school. She also wrote about celebrating the final day of Kwanzaa with her family, and she included a picture of her family on St. Lucia Day and on Kwanzaa. Celine thought about holidays and about celebrations. Although Kwanzaa and St. Lucia Day are different, they are both about being with your family and remembering your history. Celine was happy that she and Annika had taught each other so much, and she felt lucky to have a friend from another country. Celine went to her room and wrote a reply to Annika. She told her about the gifts and she had made her family members for Kwanzaa and about all the different foods at the party. She also told Annika how much fun she had playing St. Lucia and making the crown with her sisters. On the envelope, she included a photograph of herself wearing the crown of pine needles, and she also drew a picture of her and her sisters bringing their parents gingerbread and coffee. As she was addressing the letter, Celine's sister Gwen stuck her head in the door. Ask your friend Annika to teach us about more Swedish holidays, said Gwen. Yep. Awesome. Cultural celebrations. Almost all cultural groups have celebrations or festivals. Chinese New Year is celebrated in February with parades and fireworks. Families eat foods they hope will bring good luck. Chicken for prosperity, a whole fish for togetherness, and long noodles for long life. Go ahead and finish reading the rest of it. Take this book up to your room, and you're welcome to read the questions here. I'll be up to give you a hug. I need to go get baby inside. Yep. That's our 20 minutes. Give me 5. What's the word of the day? You have anything you want to say? Any advice, motivation?
Word of the day, Colts.
Colts? Anything you need to get off your chest? What's Colts? Why Colts? What about the Colts?
Children
Mm-hmm.
on location to serve.
So we got kids out here serving, or do the kids need to be served? Or are the kids learning how to be served and to serve back?
Yeah.
Service through obedience? Following directions works. Working together works. I love you.
Ignite, light, boom.